Hi everyone. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about Cubase and Nuendo. This video was made for the third year sound design class, but it might also be useful for other people taking music production or people that just want to expand their knowledge into different digital audio workstations. This is a very basic introduction to the software. And you'll find if you look out there for other tutorials, there's a lot more on Cubase than Nuendo, but most of them are very music production focused. So I will take a little bit more of an audio post-production or sound for the moving image approach, and hopefully that's useful for what you want to use the software for. However, all the basic environment and tools and things like that will obviously apply to whatever you want to use the software for. Important note, as we always like to say, you should be platform agnostic. It's about your ears, it's about your creative decision making. But knowing your tools quite well does help for you to work much faster. So Cubase is one of the older digital audio workstations that are computer-based together with Pro Tools, and it has a kind of big brother Nuendo. Cubase is more of a audio production or music production focus, with Nuendo a stronger audio post-production focus. Nuendo is much more expensive, and there's nothing that you can do in Cubase that you can't do in Nuendo. So the full version of Cubase costs roughly the same amount as the kind of software-based version of Pro Tools, and they have very similar feature sets. Now, you'll notice if you look at the link below in the comparison between Cubase and Nuendo, that Cubase does have more of a music production focus and Nuendo more of an audio post-production focus. However, do note that there's nothing that you can do in Cubase that you can't do in Nuendo as of the latest version. Cubase is much cheaper. It's roughly the same price as your kind of normal Pro Tools full version. But do note that Cubase is fully featured for audio post-production. It does allow you to import OMFs and AAFs. It does allow you to support video and surround sound, so you can completely do post-production projects in there. Nuendo does have a lot of additional features for the filmmaker kind of use, including automated dialogue replacement tools, field recorder workflows, more advanced surround sound workflows, as well as device control and more formats that it supports. I do most of my TV work in Nuendo, but there's great compatibility between the two applications too. You can very easily move projects between them, and everything keeps working. So for you to use one of these full versions, you need one of these guys. It's a Synchrosoft e-licenser, similar to the iLocs that you need for Pro Tools. At the time of making this, there's no online verification option like you now have with Pro Tools, so you have to be tied to some hardware to use that. There are some smaller versions of the software that does run with software authentication, but for both the full version of Cubase and Nuendo, you need one of these guys to run the software. Now you'll find it in the Sound Studio at Open Window. We have a slightly older version of Nuendo there and pretty much the latest version of Cubase. And we also have Cubase seats for most of our computers in our main sound classroom, Michelle. So you can work on any of these projects there. And for the software part of these videos, I would like to start at the very beginning in terms of what you first see when you launch the programs, a few settings that you might want to change to make your life easier, as well as the kind of basic project setup, audio patching, routing, how to navigate everything. From there on, we'll move on to some more advanced editing and mixing features, and all of this applies to absolutely anybody that wants to start learning Cubase or Nuendo. Only after that will I go into some more advanced surround sound workflows and processes that we have that is specifically made for our SD300 third year class.